This episode is brought to you by Restore, the clinically proven advanced hair growth system designed for women who want to say goodbye to thinning hair and hello to volume. Look, we know the struggle, okay? Your brush is starting to look like a stuffed animal, and your shower walls have enough hair on them to build your own wig and take yourself to wig court. So if you're tired of dealing with thinning hair or hair loss, listen up. The Restore Elite is the most powerful device on the market, packed with 500 lasers and LEDs to provide maximum scalp coverage to help you grow thicker, longer, healthier hair. This FDA cleared device, the Restore Elite, harnesses the power of low level light therapy, which is a clinically proven method to regrow thicker and fuller hair. It is the most non invasive, pain free, and drug free way to bring your hair back to life. With the Restore Elite, you can sit back, relax, binge watch your favorite show while it works its science backed magic on your scalp. You guys, I've been using it every night while I'm watching my programs, and Ingrid is using it too. And we send each other selfies every night while we're wearing our devices. And I swear it feels good on your head. And they offer a 12-month money back guarantee. So you can try it risk free. And if your hair doesn't make a glorious return, you'll get a full refund, just fabulous hair, or your money back. I mean, what have you got to lose? So, are you ready to get medical grade red light treatment at home and regrow your hair? For a limited time only, our listeners will get $625 off their order when you use code PINKSHADE at irestorelaser.com. That's $625 off your order at irestorelaser.com with promo code PINKSHADE. For a limited time only, listeners will get $625 off their order when you use code PINKSHADE at irestorelaser.com. And when you check out, support our show. Tell them we sent you. Hair loss is frustrating. You don't have to fight it alone. Thanks to Restore. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Pink Shade. It's Tuesday. It's TLC Tuesday. I'm here with my girl, Kimberly. I'm thankful for Kimberly on this Thanksgiving week.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
thankful for you.
Didn't feel sincere.
I know,
I feel like
because
you only
as
said
I
it.
was saying it,
Yeah.
I noticed that it didn't, but I am.
Okay. Well, that's good. Thank you. Thank you.
I really am.
I'm grateful for
I'm
the,
thankful for your listeners who allow me to be
yes.
on this podcast,
Oh,
and
okay.
for you for continuing to bring me back
hmm
despite any complaints you might get
Listen,
about my behavior.
no complaints are worse than the complaints I get about myself. So, oh my gracious. Well, I was going to tell you, let's see. No, that wasn't it. That wasn't it either. I forgot. I've got so much going on at my house. Guys, this is the continuing update of the saga of my house. I currently have 4 workmen in my bathroom. I have one standing on my breakfast table. Another guy just delivered a piece of furniture. I had to wake my son up to say, like, hey, I got to go record. Can you please just be in charge of the chaos? So when I go back up there, I'm sure he'll be asleep on the couch doing nothing. And the dogs will have escaped. I
Yeah,
mean, he's home, but he's not really with us, you know what I
I
mean?
understand.
He's he's out and about doing his thing and just real annoyed to have to be home with us. Real annoyed. But
But
I'm
you
like,
must be so happy.
we're so happy to see him here and there when he's allowed us to see him. So, yeah. He did tell me a funny story this morning about one of his friends that's in town, and he goes to a college near you, and the his girlfriend goes to a college in New York. So, like, nowhere close. So the friend and this girlfriend haven't seen each other, since August, since they went to college. And the friend was telling the guys last night all about kind of her behavior. And they were like, dude, she's cheating on you. And John is telling me this, and I go, "Oh, no." I go, "Well, why?" He goes, "Well, she already had a bad reputation before she even went to college."
Oh my
And we
gosh.
even told him not to date her in the first place. And now they've been apart since August, and of course she's cheating on him, and we didn't even have to, like, get any of the details. But once we got the details, we're like, "Bro, bro, this is sus, bro, bro." So anyway,
I
they've
just
been.
got an idea for a Pillow Talk spinoff
Oh,
where it's frat guys watching these couples giving it to them straight.
yeah, they gotta just be like, "Man, you gotta figure this out. The girl is not into
Chidi,
you," or
Renee will kill you in your
yeah,
sleep. So
Yeah.
walk away.
Yeah, and I got a sponsor. It's not a sponsor this week, but it's in a couple of weeks, and it's for a headset thing that's for Xbox. And so
Oh,
when they sent, we obviously like I'm not a Xboxer, but I was like, yeah, I got one in my house, and he would love it. So he came home and saw that thing. It's Turtle Beach, you guys, free ad for Turtle Beach, and he saw that on the kitchen island. He's like, bro, is this for me? Is this for Christmas? Did you forget to wrap it? I was like, "No, I'm just giving it to you because we're having them as a sponsor." He's like, "You've got them as a sponsor?
now he thinks you're
Whoa!"
cool.
Now he thinks I'm cool.
Yeah,
He's very excited about it. So
I love it.
I was like, "Will you if you hear the ding ding, guys, it's just people entering and exiting my house. I guess I could turn that off." Anyway, he's very excited about it, and so now he thinks I'm cool, but he's only here for a few more days. So, yeah. It's it's chaos at this house.
Yeah, it's always a madhouse.
In the words of Britney Spears, it's three ring circus or whatever that song is.
Yeah, I don't
Everybody on
think
the
she
dance
came
floor
up
just
with that
like a
phrase.
circus. Oh, it was Mariah Plath that sang, "I'm tired of the
Oh
circus."
god.
Okay, guys, listen, the most important thing we need to tell you about is Date with Dateline and Pink Shade are gearing up this year for a moment, and a moment is Kimberly, tell them what a moment is.
It's an online party, essentially.
Yeah. It's a live recap show.
Yeah, and,
Yeah.
you get to hang out in the chats and with all your friends, and it's super fun, and the 3 of us are gonna be recapping a hopefully terrible TV movie,
Yeah.
holiday themed. I don't know, I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't either.
I
But
hope it's bad.
it's the case of the Christmas Diamond, and I think the name alone lends it to be probably not
Yeah,
great.
no,
That's the point, guys. We don't want quality television to recap.
no,
That
no
wouldn't
one
be
cares about
fun.
that. It's
No,
like,
wouldn't be
"Let's
fun.
discuss The Wire and how it's brilliant." That's
No,
not fun.
no. I did hear that, our other contender that we were gonna talk about, Hot Frosty, I heard it was pretty good.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, somebody
Where the
said it was
Santa
good.
is the snowman comes to life as a hot guy from Schitt's Creek?
Yeah. Mhm. Who knew?
Okay, we might have to cover that next year.
Yeah, Lacey Chabert is in it, and that's all you need to know about that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
she is the queen of the Christmas movies.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, it is going to be December 12th. That's Thursday, December 12th at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Tickets are live now. They're $22. There'll be special guest appearances. I've booked my special guest. Gift exchange. My gifts are here in my home and I'm ready to mail them out to you.
Oh my god.
I got the
We
last part of my
are so
three-part
behind.
gift. My last part of my three-part gift arrived today. And you guys are going to be getting a three-part gift from me.
Wow,
And I'm
we are
so
so behind.
excited. I'm so excited about it. I was so excited about it. And we're gonna do a recap of the terrible, amazing movie. And you can buy a ticket before the event, you can watch it live, or you can buy the ticket and then watch it recorded, or you can buy the ticket and watch it up to 4 days afterwards. Either way, buy a ticket. Link is in the show notes, and link will be in the show notes if you're a listener of A Date with Dateline. And why wouldn't you be?
The moment is on the 12th. Did we say
Yes,
that? December 12th.
December 12th, 5 p.m. Pacific. 8 p.m. Eastern. So, no matter where you are, grab your cocktail or your non alcoholic beverage of choice and join us.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about Kimberly has to get to an epidural, y'all. Um, and I had a nerve ablation 2 weeks ago. So, between the two of us, we have a full back
We're old
that
ladies.
works. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Before the 90 Days, season 7, episode 13. The Dark is Rising.
No, don't know it.
What book is that?
It's a children's fantasy novel.
Ew.
I have never heard of it.
Okay. All right. Well, lucky for you, we're going to start with Niles and Matilda. And while you start talking about Niles and Matilda, I'm going to turn this chime off so my door won't do that every 14 seconds with the workman coming in and out.
You're making me be by myself again?
You're going to be able to see where I'm going.
Okay.
I'm just going to the panel.
Okay.
So get started on Niles and Matilda. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Okay.
Don't talk bad about me.
Okay. You guys, she's such a bitch. She just walks away like she thinks it's her podcast or something. She doesn't appreciate me as a guest at all. Quitting. She's back.
I'm back. See, I told you
Great.
it was just right there.
So
Okay.
my Niles and Matilda, what Natilda. What was their name?
It would
Miles.
be it would be N it would be Miles or it'd be Natilda.
Natilda.
Neither one slap.
No.
No.
So they're still being cute at the hotel, and they're like, just they're adorable. He's like begging, saying, "Can you get me some coffee?" And she says, "Beg me." And then he's like, "Oh, Matilda, the most beautiful woman that I can't live without." They already act like a sassy little married couple, but then it's all going to go downhill. This
I
is their
know.
worst episode by far.
I'm
Yeah.
worried.
So he has to go get permission from Mr. Ark, the town elder, for the knocking. He
Mm.
wears his best sweatpants. Why did Matilda not make him wear pants?
Maybe it's a sensory thing and he can't wear pants with buckles. I
He
don't
wore
know.
pants at some point.
Okay. Are we
Did
sure?
he? I
I've
think
never
he
been
did.
checking out his pants, so I don't know.
Actually, he did wear sweats on the plane there, but I
Well,
thought that was smart.
that's just smart. Yeah.
So, he tries to shake Mr. Ark's hand. He tries to shake Mr. Ark's hand,
Uh-huh.
and Mr. Ark is missing his hand. And I guess Niles didn't know that. So he's very awkward and like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh." Um and then and Mr. Ark was very nice about it. And then Niles just as soon as they sit down, he says, "I need to apologize. I tried to shake your hand and I didn't." And Mr. Ark says, "No worries. Don't worry about it. It's
Yeah, I
fine."
think that Mr. Ark is used to it, and, also he works with people with challenges, so I think he's
Yeah.
probably used to all this awkwardness, you know?
Yes.
But I was like, "Niles, quit bringing it up.
Yeah,
Quit
just
bringing it up."
so Niles says he feels very natural there. He's loving it, except he's still learning to love the food. And I was like, "Don't bring up the diarrhea, Niles,
Please.
please."
Mm-mm.
But he doesn't. He did a
No.
good job. So he asked Mr. Ark to stand in as his father for the knocking since his family is not on board. And Mr. Ark says, "Yes, yay, it's all great." But then Niles tells him that the wedding will be on the next trip. And Mr. Ark says, "No, that won't work." And
Mm-mm.
Matilda is sitting there, like pursing her lips, trying not to lose it. She's like, "I live in a patriarchal society. Don't pop off right now. I could pop off later in the car. Just like breathe." And Niles says, "But I'm not ready to get married yet. We really want to do this later." And Mr. Ark says, "If you knock, then leave. Someone else can come in and take her as a wife." With her
I
permission, I hope.
yeah, I was like, "Okay, so somebody else can come in and take her as a wife, but they have to knock as well, or does his knock count for anybody that wants to come in?"
It's just an open knock. It's an open
Once you
door policy.
once you knock, it's
Yeah.
open for anybody to come in and take her. I was
Yeah.
like, "Wait, what?"
Uh, so think it's like vampires. Like you have to invite them in.
I
So
just thought the knocking meant, like, traditionally what we would think of, like, now you've got a ring on it, now you're engaged, now you're supposed to marry this person. So if it's 3 more months, what does it matter? But in this situation, their culture is you do it right away.
yeah. So Niles asked to talk to Mr. Ark in private because he's very confused why Matilda's family agreed to this if it's not going to be okay. And
Mhm,
so they go off holding hands. With
mhm.
Mr. Ark with his good hand and Niles are walking off holding hands. It's very odd,
Well,
but
they focus on that a lot, and it's obviously a cultural thing,
yeah,
that the men will hold hands, that it's cultural, but they kept focusing on it. I was like, "Quit trying to make it weird.
it's not weird.
It's not
It's
weird."
just I felt like maybe Mr. Ark is like a little he's much older, so maybe he's a little shaky, so he kinda needs support. I don't know. It was
I
fine.
don't
It didn't
Yeah,
bother me. So
I thought it was cute.
so it wasn't like, what's his face getting rubbed down by his brothers. Yeah. So Mr. Ark says, "You should have come to me with questions. You didn't give me that respect as your father." And I was like,
This
"Sir,
is this is where it
you're
got
not
weird. Yes.
do you understand that you're not really his father?
Yeah.
I don't
Yep.
know if you know that." So Niall says, "Well, I went to her family and talked to them." And Mr. Ark is like, "No, bro, why did you do that? What you should have come to your father. Why did you go there without your father? Now I need to discipline my son."
This got real cosplay real quick. I was like, you know that you're not really related, right?
Yeah, like, I thought he
Yeah.
was gonna just pull out adoption papers right there and be like, "Now it's official, my son. Like, now you have to go home to America and kill your parents because
Oh,
I am your father." Like,
wow.
he really embraced it. Like,
Maybe a little too much. Yeah.
it's symbolic.
Mhm.
I don't think
Yeah.
he knows that. So, Niall says, "Well, Matilda told me how much the wedding will cost, and I just can't afford it right now." And Mr. Ark is like, "Matilda can't tell you that. You don't need to pay for that. You should have come to me first. I could negotiate." Like he thought
Yeah.
he could have helped this process. And he's like, "Don't listen to women. Women are deceitful." Matilda was right to be wary of Mr. Ark. He does
This
not
whole
like
thing
her.
took a the whole thing took a turn I didn't enjoy.
No.
Yeah.
And Matilda was right because she had said, "I don't really like Mr. Ark." So
Yeah.
so now Niles is falling for it, and he's saying, "Maybe I shouldn't have trusted Matilda to plan this whole wedding. My parents think Matilda is trying to take advantage of me, and now my surrogate dad, Mr. Ark, is telling me the same thing. So maybe she is trying to take advantage of me with this wedding." And I was like, "How are you so easily swayed?" I know he has autism spectrum disorder, but he is instantly like, "Yeah, you're right. She might be playing me."
But I don't think Mr. Ark I think Mr. Ark is trying to speed up this process to get Matilda married off.
Yeah.
Like, don't listen to that. You don't need money. You don't have this. You don't I think I don't think he's trying to like get Niles to not marry Matilda because she's using him. I think he's the opposite. I think he's trying to rush it along. Like, you don't need a dollar. You could just do a traditional wedding. You don't need I don't know why she told you you needed money.
Yeah, it could
Yeah.
just be a ceremony, and you don't need any guests, you don't need food, you just
Yeah.
get it done.
He's got
But
his dad there. He doesn't need anything else.
right, but he
Right.
also has his parents, his real parents, his birth parents in America who also put seeds of doubt in his head. So
Yeah.
now he's kind of being swayed here. So
Mhm.
they all sit down and with Matilda and Mary, who is Mr. Ark's wife, who never says a single word.
His
And
mom. His mom.
yeah,
Mhm.
his mom
Yeah, yeah.
and Mother Mary, it doesn't speak,
Yeah.
and, it's just like a very stressful double date. They're sitting on opposite sides of the table, and
Mm.
then Niles comes in hot to Matilda. He's like, "Why didn't you tell me that I'm supposed to talk to Mr. Ark first before I talk to your parents?" And she goes, "You're right. I should have. I'm sorry." And Niles is she's starting to shut down because she just does that. She get kind of shuts down, I think,
She's
and
she's like the Hulk. She's trying to contain her rage.
exactly.
Yeah.
It all gets bottled and then it explodes later.
Mhm.
So Niles is being very harsh and saying, "You're making me look bad in front of Mr. Ark because I didn't do things properly." And she tells us, she's like, "He's the one who postponed our wedding and like lied to me about it." And like, I'm not, I needed to explain that to my family why we weren't doing the wedding this time.
Mhm.
So that's why I had him come to my family's house. And Niles is getting mad, and Mr. Ark is like, "No, calm down, be gentle." And he says, Part of my thing is that when things don't go according to plan, I get really, really upset. Like, I need things to be predictable and in order. And this is a surprise, and it's very upsetting." And Matilda says, "Niles is lying to Mr. Ark and making me look bad. Like, I want this fancy wedding and like want all this money and stuff." And she says, "All I want to do is marry Niles." And she's like trying not to cry because they're all coming at her and it's bad. And
Yeah.
Mr. Ark says, "Let's just do the knocking and a simple wedding ceremony on the same day and then get it done." And Niall says, "Let me talk to Matilda alone. We're going to go." And he's sweating. It's like all going off the rails. And you can tell how bad things are going on all of these episodes by how bad the American is sweating.
So much sweating this episode. So
So,
much
like,
sweating.
Lauren with his nipply shirt, like, that's
Ew.
all sweaty, gross.
Sweaty,
So,
sweaty.
they get in the taxi and they are both pissed, and now they have their angry hero shot, and they start arguing in the taxi, and she's like, "Why are you coming at me like I'm shady? I've never done you wrong. You're the one who came here with secrets."
Mhm.
And he says, "You told Mr. Ark that," and he's li no, she goes, "You told Mr. Ark that I misled you on purpose." And that's not what happened. And he says, well, you didn't tell me I needed to make haste to talk to Mr. Ark before I talked to your family. Did you tell me make haste? And she said, I did tell you. And he says, no, you didn't. You didn't tell me how important it was. And she says, we did. We discussed it. And he goes, well, maybe I didn't hear that part. Like
Not ever a good comeback. Well, I just
no.
didn't hear it.
I didn't hear it. So you have to tell me multiple times. And so now you blame me in front of Mr. Ark. So she's like furious. And he says, I'm not from here and my brain works differently. So why did you let me go talk to your family about the knocking before Mr. Ark? And why did you tell me I had to pay for 90 people? Like, and I don't have all this money and it would be so expensive. She says, I have friends that wanted to come. My mom has friends. My uncle has friends. And he said, Mr. Ark told me it can be a small affair. Make haste. And he said, you told me I needed to spend $200. And she said, I have never asked anything from you. Have you ever given me a dime? And now you're crying about $200? That's nothing. And
I
she
gotta
says, I
agree with
don't
her
love you.
there.
What?
I gotta agree with her there.
Oh, yeah, totally.
She's
It's
never she's
$200.
never been asking him for money.
Yeah.
This is just for the wedding, yeah.
Yeah. $200 is the cheapest wedding ever. Just,
Really, yeah.
yeah. So she says, this is why I wish he had like a friend with him or
Mhm.
a coworker or a family member that knows his, idiosyncrasies and can like help him guide
Yeah.
him through some of this. So she says, I don't love you because of your money. And she says, all I wanted to do was invite all those people and have a big wedding because I knew you weren't going to have any guests there and I wanted to make you happy. And he says, I have autism. I'm an introvert. I hate being around people. Why would you think that inviting 90 people would make me happy? I don't think so. And she says, why didn't you tell me you wanted it to be smaller? Now, I feel like he definitely did make a lot of jokes about it, but
Mhm.
maybe he wasn't clear enough and she thought he was just joking. But it's in front of her brother. He was like, I'm going to need her to tone this down. I was expecting 20 people, like he definitely seemed concerned.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it wasn't a straight conversation. "Listen, I can't afford this. It needs to be smaller." So she's like, "Now Mr. Ark thinks I'm a huge gold digger who wants this, big wedding." And she's yelling. And he says, "Stop talking right now. I need a minute." He's like gonna lose it. And it's way too much stimuli for him. And
Yeah.
she's like, "You disgraced me." So, and they're having all of this in the back of the cab. So I wonder if the cab guy understands what's happening. And it's terrible, and I hate seeing them fight like this.
Did you see what he did though at the very end
He kind
before
of, like, made a face like a s yeah, he's, like, gritting
like a
his teeth
growl, like,
like a
"Ah!"
growl. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
I was
I
like,
think he's
"Uh-oh."
ready to explode.
Yeah. I was
It's
when
very bad.
the growl face scared me.
Yeah. Well,
Like, why are we growling?
he's upset. It's
He's
too much for him.
upset. I know. Because at some point she goes, "What do you want? 10, 20, 30 people? Like, what's the number?"
Yeah.
He's like, I don't not 100, you know?"
I think all of this is a misunderstanding, and
Yeah.
it got heated really fast, and if Mr. Ark was not a shitster, then it would have been better. Like, this could have been just a normal conversation about how it was a bunch of misunderstandings.
I love how when Mr. Ark and Niles were starting their hand-holding journey through the park or whatever, Mr. Ark said to some child that was there, like, "Go get Mary. Tell her whatever she's doing, she has to stop it right now and come." And I was like, "Why? She didn't even talk. What?"
She didn't
You
even
know?
talk.
Yeah, she
I
just sat
think it
there.
would have been better if she had talked. She seems like a calming presence.
She could have, well, maybe she was trying to calm Matilda down. Maybe she was there to support the women, but by saying nothing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, let's move on to Vanya and Bojo. And it's funny because, like, you have when I say you, like the people that you do the notes for, Renee and Chitty, they're gone.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much longer we're going to have Vanya and Bojo after this episode.
Yeah. Well, next week,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I've got an interview coming up with her in 2 weeks. I hope I've got more to work with here. Although I got a lot to work with here. A
You have a
lot.
lot to work with.
This episode is brought to you by Restore, the clinically proven advanced hair growth system designed for women who want to say goodbye to thinning hair and hello to volume. Look, we know the struggle, okay? Your brush is starting to look like a stuffed animal, and your shower walls have enough hair on them to build your own wig and take yourself to wig court. So if you're tired of dealing with thinning hair or hair loss, listen up. The Restore Elite is the most powerful device on the market, packed with 500 lasers and LEDs to provide maximum scalp coverage to help you grow thicker, longer, healthier hair. This FDA cleared device, the iRestore Elite, harnesses the power of low level light therapy, which is a clinically proven method to regrow thicker and fuller hair. It is the most non invasive, pain free, and drug free way to bring your hair back to life. With the iRestore Elite, you can sit back, relax, binge watch your favorite show while it works its science backed magic on your scalp. You guys, I've been using it every night while I'm watching my programs, and Ingrid is using it too. And we send each other selfies every night while we're wearing our devices. And I swear it feels good on your head. And they offer a 12-month money back guarantee. So you can try it risk free. And if your hair doesn't make a glorious return, you'll get a full refund, just fabulous hair, or your money back. I mean, what have you got to lose? So, are you ready to get medical grade red light treatment at home and regrow your hair? For a limited time only, our listeners will get $625 off their order when you use code PINKSHADE at irestorelaser.com. That's $625 off your order at irestorelaser.com with promo code PINKSHADE. For a limited time only, listeners will get $625 off their order when you use code PINKSHADE at irestorelaser.com. And when you check out, support our show. Tell them we sent you. Hair loss is frustrating. You don't have to fight it alone. Thanks to iRestore. In this holiday season, I'm thankful for Honey Love because Honey Love has revolutionized the bra and shapewear game. You guys, it used to be that my in the house bra and my out of the house bra were two separate things. But now with Honey Love, their bras are so comfortable that the bra I use to lounge around the house in or sleep in is the same one I'll wear to a party. It's incredible. And this is because Honey Love's bras feature the supportive bonding that eliminates the need for underwire without sacrificing lift. I like the V-neck bra. It has the molded cups that are designed to lift everything up, but it's not like a shelf where you get that uniboob. You got to try it. Their shapewear uses targeted compression, so you no longer have to feel like you're suffocating. You don't have to stress when you need to wear shapewear now to a holiday party where you're like, oh, I'm going to be so uncomfortable, because it's not. It's comfortable. So gift yourself the gift of comfort. Plus, now until December 4th, Honey Love is giving you 60% off site wide. That's right. From now until December 4th only, Honey Love is giving up to 60% off site wide. It's their biggest sale of the year. So treat yourself to the best bras and shapewear on the market and save up to 60% site wide at honeylove.com/pinkshade until December 4th only. Inventory is limited and the sale ends soon. So don't miss their best deals of the year. And after you purchase, they'll say, hey, where'd you hear about Honey Love? Please tell them that Pink Shade sent you. You got to support your boobs and you got to support the show and say, Pink Shade sent me. Elevate your comfort, elevate your style. Thanks to Honey Love. Visit honeylove.com/pink shade to shop the sale and let them know we sent you. So, Vanya and Bojo. So, isn't it ironic, don't you think, that he's from Split, Croatia?
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Good job, Mary Payne.
yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so we start with her on the street after leaving the restaurant with his friends, right? And she's like, "I should have listened to my friends. I should have listened to my cousin, but now I feel like I've been played for a fool." And she's crying. Now, obviously, all of this is for dramatic purposes, and production has said you have to stand here,
Right.
and then we're gonna film him as
Yeah.
background, and then you're gonna have to turn, and then we have to film him walking away, like.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, I'm like, why wouldn't she just get in the? Because she's like, I don't want to talk to him. Tell him not to
Yeah.
approach
So
me.
leave.
But yet I'm gonna stare longingly at the camera while we see him walk by. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think production was like, "This is a great shot," you
Yeah.
know? So, in her talking head, she goes, "I guess he couldn't take it at the restaurant when his friends were on my side. So he just told me it's over because he didn't know how to take it. So he just said, okay, it's over."
Yeah.
This is a man with a mental IQ
Uh-huh.
of a 9-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And so at the table, the friends are saying, she's amazing. What are you doing? What's wrong with you? And he says, I don't feel it. I can't change my feelings. And the friend goes, she's here for 3 weeks and you're not even giving it a go. You just aren't giving her anything. And the other friend's like, yeah, you've laid your terms down and that's it. Like, what are you doing, man? And he goes, I feel bad. Like, I'm sorry. I feel bad. And they're like, you don't need to apologize to us. You need to go apologize to her.
Yeah.
And I was like, can he leave and she come back in and decide which
Hang
of
out.
these friends she likes? Because
It
they're
could be the
nice.
full on, The Bachelorette, and she
Yes.
gets to pick give a whatever that show is,
Yeah.
and choose which guy.
Yeah. We don't know if these guys are married or what, but at the very least, they'd be nicer.
Mhm. And
So
they
he
all find her hot, so
they're all like, "She's incredible. What are you doing?"
yeah.
Yeah. So he goes out and she's like, "Don't talk to me, Bojo. Don't talk to me." And so she's walking and crying and he's following her. And then he kind of like stops following her and like turns around and stands in the street. And then when she stops again, the production's telling her to do all this. She stops and he comes up and goes, "Hey, listen, you have no idea how bad I feel, okay? And you have no idea." And and she was like, so he goes, "Okay, okay, okay. You don't want to hear anything. Okay." She's like, "I don't want to hear anything. You apologize. Get out of here." Okay. And he's like, "Okay, yeah, okay. Okay, fine." And then he says, which every girl loves to hear, "When you calm down,
Oh god.
we can talk. And if not, then God bless." What? When you calm down.
Yeah.
Fuck off, dude. God. So the producer says, "Okay, really, like, do you wanna take a minute and talk to him?" She goes, "No, I do not. He doesn't deserve my attention anymore." And production's like, "Stand here because he's gonna walk away longingly, and it's gonna make a great shot. Then you can get in the production van." So the talking head, he goes, "I feel so bad, but, it just wasn't the same in real life as it was online, and maybe it was a bit too much for me, like, 'Will you feel better tomorrow? Will you love me tomorrow? Will you love me tomorrow night?' It was too much, and
Okay,
I didn't
she
want
did
it."
not do any of that.
She never said any of that. "Will you love me tomorrow? Will you be better tomorrow? Will you love me tomorrow night?" She never said that. She never said that.
Uh-uh.
And he says, "It was too much and I didn't want to be fake. And she deserves 100% devotion. And maybe I'm not up for a relationship, but hurting her was the worst thing. And I don't know if I will ever forgive me."
Oh god. Okay, you're the victim here, sure. I mean,
Sh-
I'm glad
Ugh,
he was honest. He went about it all terribly. He shouldn't have brought her there, the whole thing. He's not ready for a relationship. That's
mm-mm.
clear.
That's,
But
yeah.
also, I just have never met a guy who's like, I'm not feeling the chemistry with this hot woman, so I'm not gonna try to date her to see what like he wasn't even gonna kiss her because he felt no chemistry. Like that's
He wasn't even like going to sling an arm around her walking down the street, like
no.
nothing. Nothing. So, and it's crazy, like you said, every time you see her, he'd be like, "Hello, beautiful. Oh, I
Yeah.
love your clothes. Everything about you so great." And if she did this whole like, "Will you love me tomorrow? Will you feel better in the morning? How about 3 days from now?" If she did that and we didn't see it, then okay. But I don't think they were together that much for her to even have time to do that.
No. He
Unless they
told
were
her
texting and he
he
was like, "I feel
wasn't
more."
feeling it, like, the
Yeah.
second day.
Yeah. After the cooking class. So now we see the next day, and Vanya's on her little porch having a beverage on her gorgeous apartment. And she says, "Last night was awful. I came home to this empty apartment and I felt stupid. And I felt like everything he told me was a lie. I had all this anticipation for this beautiful relationship. It was thrown in the garbage and I feel led on." She was like, "He sent me a voice message. Let's listen to it." And he says, "I want to apologize to you again. I'd like to invite you to a friendly lunch. As a true friend, God bless, give me a call." Um, and she goes, "I'd like to call him and tell him to fuck off,
Mhm.
but I'll go for the closure." And also because like we're filming a show here, we're getting
Yeah,
paid for 3 weeks and it's been
yeah.
3 days, you know? So in our talking head, he says, "I'm looking forward to my lunch with her. I hope she's open to being, the very best friends that ever could be." Okay.
Okay. I
So
thought you
it's,
wanted her to sightsee on her own because
yeah, yeah. I'll send you a list of places you should see by
yeah.
yourself. So it seems cold and she has on a coat and he doesn't. And she's like, "Aren't you cold?" He's like, "Oh, no, no, no." So he's like, he goes, "So what'd you do today? Tell me about your sightseeing."
Oh my
And
god.
she goes, "I sat around and reflected on the situation. I had some reflection." And, I, she says, "What was the purpose of me coming here if it wasn't to pursue a relationship? And he goes, well, just to have 3 great weeks of fun. And I didn't think any deeper on it. And I'm sorry if you came here and I disappointed you.
Okay,
That's
3
a,
weeks is too long to visit anywhere unless it's for a significant other.
yeah. Yeah, and it's a housewife's apology too. It's a sorry if you came here and I disappointed you. I'm sorry if
Yeah.
you were upset by what I said instead of
Mhm.
I'm sorry I upset you,
Yeah.
Not sorry if. So he says,
Mhm.
sorry if you came here and I disappointed you. And she goes, I don't get it. You told me you loved me and that I should come here to see you. And he goes, no, 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 no. I never said I love you. And she goes, okay, all right. And he goes, you can check. You can check. Go ahead and check, please. And she goes, yeah, okay. And they do a talking head together, and she shows him all the text messages like, "You didn't tell me you loved me today. I love you so much," and all this. And so he looks down and smiles and goes, "Oh, yeah, that's so me."
Oh my god, you're
And then
not
he goes
charming.
and then he
Stop.
goes, "And that means I love you, obviously." And she goes, "Yeah, that's what you do. Obviously, you're gonna laugh. Yeah. Okay." Like,
This
she's like, "You told me you loved me, and what are you doing now?"
no.
And she's like, "That's just typical." He's laughing about it, right?
Yeah, like it oh, that's just Bojo being Bojo.
And
Hilarious.
I mean, he looked at it and goes, "That's so me."
Yeah.
I
I'm
mean,
such a scamp.
so crazy. So, back at the table, she says, "Did you ever want to date me?" And he goes, "Yes, I did. Of course. That's why you came to Croatia." And he says, I was always connected to you, but, I'm sorry that once we were in person, there was no chemistry. And I was hoping for it. And I was crushed. What? And then she says, "Okay, so tell me, when did you discover the chemistry wasn't there? Was it when I arrived or was it at the cooking class?" And he says, "My intentions were pure and beautiful, and I think yours were as well, but I felt overwhelmed with you." And she says, "So I scared you." And he goes,
Mhm.
"Yeah, I got scared that I wouldn't be able to keep up with you. And what if I don't get to that level of kissing and intimacy and that stuff immediately?" And she says, "That's just an excuse because you didn't give it a chance. You shut down immediately on day one." So this is when they're in there talking again. He was like, "I'm just crazy. I'm just a funny guy, just a regular old Martin Lawrence." And so back at the table, he says, "I'm deeply sorry for hurting you. I've apologized many times. I'm really embarrassed. I'm really sad I disappointed you. And for the rest of your life, you have me as a friend."
No.
And she goes, "I don't want a friend. I don't need a friend." She goes, "I'm super hurt. So this is it. Thank you for nothing. This was a horrible experience." I loved it. And so he says, "Well, right now you don't see me as a friend, but in the future, I'm always here for you." And she goes, "Uh-huh." And then she gives him a little tap tap and walks away. And then he goes, enjoy your time in Croatia. Goodbye.
God bless.
God bless." So in the talking head, she goes, she says, "He treated it all as a joke. And I'm right back to where I started 8 months ago, alone in Croatia."
Yeah, you can't use other people as you're figuring yourself out and your issues. You have to wait until you're ready
Well,
and not drag her across the world. He clearly has some stuff going on.
clearly has some stuff going on. And, here's the thing. So they 8 months ago, she was in Croatia. She swiped right on him. He didn't get back to her. They started talking right after that. And then 6 months into that, he breaks up with her for his ex-girlfriend.
Mhm.
And then a week later breaks up with that girlfriend and gets back together with her and tells her to plan her trip. This guy
No.
doesn't have a clue what he wants.
No.
And I don't think she should have gone, but I
Oh,
guess
no, she
she
definitely
was
shouldn't.
believing what he said. So,
Yeah. No,
mm,
she shouldn't have gone until they were back on solid ground.
yeah. And were they on solid ground in the first place?
No.
Or is he just literally looking for like an online friend? You
Yeah,
know?
I don't know.
Yeah. We'll find out at the reunion. Okay. Brian and Ingrid, that's
Oh
on
god,
you. And boy, oh boy, is he getting worse. But we didn't think he could get worse, but he's
I
getting
know.
worse. Yeah.
He's worse. This was, like, the only time I was looking forward to their storyline because I was
Mm,
excited to see him. Anytime she gets mad, I'm like, "Yes, walk
yeah.
away."
Yeah. And she
So
really gives it to him. Yeah.
yeah. So he's still bothered because she said she didn't want to be someone's babysitter or mother. Why does that bother you? Because that's what you're looking for? Why would you expect her to want that? There's
It's a relationship. You're adults in a relationship. I mean,
yeah.
20 years older than her, but okay.
Yeah. So Brian has a friend from when he lived in this town where he's been stalking his ex-wife, we learned.
Yeah. Uh-huh, uh-huh.
And this other guy is named Brian, who in subtitles they're calling Brian 2. I just met this old man Brian, and I already want to call him Brian number 1 because I like him better than our Brian. So,
He seems to be British and doesn't speak Portuguese, yet lives in Brazil.
yeah, very
Yeah,
strange.
yeah.
So he's old man Brian, and he says, "Where did you come from tonight?" And creep Brian says he launches into the whole story about like, "Oh, well, Ingrid's staying at a hotel and we're not staying together. And I know that's strange, but it's important for me that I respect her because I'm such a great guy,
Mm,
even though I flipped out a few weeks ago because she wouldn't let me give her oral."
mm,
And so gross. So then old man Brian says, "What are your plans for the future together?" Like he asks
mm,
all the hard-hitting questions. And creep Brian says, "Well, I have a few things to sort out first, but with my ex, the divorce." And then he turns to Ingrid and he translates. He's like, "We're making the divorce, but she's not showing up to the hearings to sign the papers." And
mhm,
Ingrid is like, that is strange."
mm. So she knows he's married to this
She
woman.
knows, yes.
She knows
Um,
about that current marriage. Yeah.
mhm. Also, why isn't she showing up for the hearings? Like, what else is going on that he's not telling her, you know?
The online story that I read about them was that he used her for Portuguese citizenship
Yep,
because he
that's what I
wanted to have
believe.
dual citizenship, but he's saying here the girl
Mhm.
was using him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, "I met my most recent ex-wife after moving to Recife." Recife? Recife. And they dated for 2 years and got married, but she was just using me for a green card. Ingrid knows about this. I don't take marriage lightly anymore. Before I get married for the 5th time, I need to make sure that Ingrid's the one. And so creep Brian is like, "It's easier to get divorced in America. You know, Ingrid, I've been through this 3 times there, and it was, much easier than this divorce." And she goes, "What?" And he laughs like she's an idiot, and he's like,
Uh-huh.
3, trace, like she's a child, like he's counting,
Uh, uh,
1, 2, 3 divorces.
uh.
And she goes, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "You didn't know about this?" He does that thing again,
He
like,
really does. You didn't know?
yeah, this super gaslighting thing. And
Mm.
she goes, "No." And he tilts his head like, "Really?" Oh my god, and she's like, "No, I thought you had been married twice, not 4 times." And he goes, "I also had 3 fiancés." He's just laying it all out now.
So, but
And
this is when he was going quattro marriages, and she's like, "Quattro."
quattro.
And he goes, "Uno, dos, tres, cuatro,
Yeah.
cuatro." And she's like,
Mhm.
"Quattro marriages and dos marriages." And he's like, "Quattro marriage." I mean, she's like, "I speak this language, and I'm
Yeah.
making sure you know what you're saying."
Uh-huh. It's the same conversation when he said he was 52,
Yeah,
and she kept repeating the number back like he
yeah,
wasn't saying the numbers properly because she
yeah,
is shocked.
yeah,
So he says, "Yeah, I also had 3 fiancés. If I got married to them, it would have been what, 7 or 8 marriages?"
yeah,
Does he not know what 4 plus 3 equals?
yeah. It's 7, so there might be one in there that he's missing.
I
He might
think
be like,
that
"Ooh, maybe there were 4 fiancés instead of 3."
that's what I thought too. Like there's a half fiancé that he's not sure if he should count or not. So he's like
Yeah.
7 or 8, más
He's
o
like,
menos.
I got that diamond ring punch card. I got the 5 and I got the
Yeah.
6th one free, but I think I only got 1 more after that, but it could have been 2 more. Can't
Yep.
remember. Yeah,
So she says, "You didn't tell me about this." And they keep cutting to old man Brian, who's just sitting there. Like
because he doesn't know what they're
he
saying.
doesn't know what they're saying, but he can
Yeah,
feel the tension.
yeah.
Also, why are you friends with this man? Old man Brian, why are you friends with creep Brian? So,
You gotta wonder what old man Brian's got going on.
is he a creep too?
He might be a Brazilian fetish creep too. Yeah,
Uh-huh. Is he
mhm.
looking for 20-year-olds? Yeah,
Just like Garrick Merrifield, he's a Brazilian fetish creep. They're
100%.
yeah.
So, creep Brian says, "I'm an open book. You just needed to ask." Okay, why would someone think to say, "Have you been married 4 times and engaged 3 times?" And if she had said, "Have you been married 3 times and been engaged 4 times?" He would have said, no and not corrected her and just later been like, "But you had the numbers wrong. Have you been married 3 times?" And he wouldn't go, "No, I've been married 4 times." He would
Right.
just say, "No, I haven't been married 3 times,"
You're
and
right.
leave it at
I
that.
think yeah, I mean, I think if she didn't say, "Have you been married more than those 2 times I know about? Are there other marriages?" He would never was gonna tell her,
No,
and then, "Oh, have you" and then would you think if somebody's been married 4 times that they have also been engaged to other people 3 other times?
no.
This man is 51
Yeah, he's
and
not
has
80.
he's been engaged 7 times.
That's insane.
It's just like on The Real Housewives of New Jersey when Teresa says to Danielle's dog, "Engaged 19 times, prostitution whore?"
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
So,
"Geez."
if she's like, "So I have to ask you everything specifically for you to answer me?" And he says, "Yeah, you have to ask. You have to ask." Like, he's doing this annoying lilting voice, it's so annoying. And she says, "I've been married once. 4 is a lot." And he says, "It depends." She
No,
says,
he doesn't.
"No, it doesn't.
No, it
Ask
doesn't.
anyone. Empirically, 4 is a lot.
Just like the just yes, just like this week
Anywhere."
on Lalu, Justine's mother said, "Nobody has 9 kids. That's just not" and Justine goes, "Oh, you going around taking a census and everyone's home?" And mom's like, "I don't need to know that
No.
people just don't have 9 kids."
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot of kids.
You people just
So
don't get married 4 times and get engaged 3 times. Like, that's a lot. That's excessive.
that's excessive. He's
Yes.
not Liz Taylor. So
Right.
he
Yes.
starts listing off the marriages like it's no big deal. And like, I had this one and then I got shot and then I had this one and then and then God bless Ingrid. She says, "And with all of these wives and fiancés, did you tell them the right age?" I stood up and clapped like I was at the Olympics. I was so happy. And he says, "Yes, of course, I'm proud of my age. I don't lie about my age." Like he didn't lie before about his age. And she says, "Well, you told me 45." And
Mhm,
he instead of saying the same thing he said before, which was, "No, I told you my age. You didn't understand.
mhm.
You're an idiot." He says, "Well, I was on the internet. I didn't want a 50-year-old girl on my profile."
Okay. Speaking
You're
for the
50, you fucking asshole.
he's 51, and maybe he's really 55, we don't know. But speaking for the 50-year-old ladies out in the world, go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
Kimberly
How
is
can someone be
cursing.
so
She is so
douchey?
mad at Brian.
He's so douchey. And she is like, okay, so instead of saying he never lied about his age, like, and
Yeah.
saying, "I just got it wrong, I misunderstood," he's now admitting he lied about his age, even like with one sentence. He's like, "I'm proud of my age. I never lie about my age." Well, yeah, I did lie on the internet about my age. But
And then
that's because
she
I didn't want
says
any old ladies with walkers coming towards me.
and then she says, "He says he lied about his age because he doesn't want the grandmas." I was like, "Now hold on, Ingrid."
Hold on, not a grandma.
I mean, you could be
I
a
mean, a hot
grandma.
grandma. You could still be a hot grandma.
I mean,
So
this guy, oh,
so he tells old man Brian, "She thought I was 45. Ha ha. I'm so charming."
I wish Brian would have said, "Yeah, but you're 55, right?"
Right.
I wish Brian would have, like, outed whatever his real age was. Yeah.
Yes. And he's, like, blaming it on her, and he goes, "She told me she's not good with math. It's not my fault she thought I had a 31-year-old daughter and was 45. She's an idiot, right?" And she's like, "Don't blame me because I did not do the math. Why would I think I needed to do the math? You told me what your age was, so I believed you.
Right.
You lied." And you're like, he's trying to make her look stupid in front of his friend, which is like, how more big of a jerk can he be?
Yep.
Also, old man Brian, why are you friends with this guy? Unless you're a jerk too. So
He just needs
Brian
somebody to
says,
speak English with, I guess. I don't know.
yeah. Brian says, "Well, we have some things to talk about, I think." Like,
Mm,
okay. And
mm.
Inger goes, "Yeah, like marry, divorce, marry, divorce, marry, divorce, marry, divorce." And Brian calls her judgy. He's like, "You're so judgy." And Ingrid says, "I guess I'm just one more on your list, right?"
Yes.
And yes. And Brian tells us, she never really asked how many times I've been married, so I didn't really lie. And why does it matter? I don't care who she's been with. Okay, that's not true because you were upset that her parents liked her ex-husband last
Mhm,
week. So,
mhm, and he's told people in the Uber driving in the Chicago area, he told people that she was a prostitute.
yeah,
Yeah, mhm,
classy.
yeah,
So he just flips it. It's like classic gaslighter. Like, yeah, I lied to you about how many times I've been married, but only because you're so judgy and you shouldn't judge me for my past.
mhm.
He's like, she's so judgmental. She's judgmental about my age, my drug history, how I got shot, my marriages. No, it's that you lied about all of those things,
Right, and by the way, if she knew all that, she would not have been dating you.
which you knew, which is why you lied about it.
That's right. And he goes, I need to know if Ingrid is my future. I go, I can tell you right now, brother, she is not.
Yeah.
I think this has got to be. She's like, this is the end of the trip. This is the end of filming. Get this guy away from me.
Yeah, you did your job, Ingrid. You lasted all season and
Hmm.
you never had to sleep with him. So
Hmm.
good job.
Good job. Is that the
You
end of their
deserve all
scene?
the internet followers you get after this.
I know. I should check and find out what her Instagram is. I don't think I have it.
Unless she's gonna turn out to be mahogany and stick with him for some bizarre reason.
Oh, please don't say that happens. Ew.
Ugh,
Ugh.
that grosses me out, mahogany and Ben. Ugh.
Oh, muy confuso. Okay. So funny. Never gets old.
Whether you're making the same breakfast that you have every day or baking a cake for an extra special day, eggs are a staple in our diets. Eggland's best eggs are nutritionally superior to ordinary eggs, containing more vitamins and 25% less saturated fat. Not only are they better for you, but Eggland's best eggs taste better too. There's a reason that they're America's #1 eggs. Visit egglandsbest.com for additional information and delicious recipes.
This year, I'm thankful for trashy reality TV, my sweet dogs, my family, and discovering Lumi whole body deodorant. Why? Because Lumi is a deodorant like no other. It was created by an OBGYN who discovered BO isn't just an underarm thing, it's an all over thing. So she developed a pH optimized deodorant that's clinically proven to block odor everywhere, not just your pits, but your privates, your feet, your underboob, wherever you've got it, beyond everywhere. And the best part is no matter where you use it, Lumi is proven to keep working for up to 72 hours. If 3 days of odor control isn't something to be thankful for, I don't know what is. And after many requests, they formulated a new product to keep you smelling fresh and help you stay drier. Lumi Whole Body Deodorant Plus Sweat Control, the same 72-hour odor control now with 72-hour sweat control. You guys, come on. You can experience the same outrageously effective 72-hour odor control while keeping sweat under control too. Lumi is baking soda free and paraben free and pH balanced for safe use below the belt, if you know what I'm saying. Lumi starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, two free products of your choice, like the mini body wash and deodorant wipes. Deodorant wipes are great, y'all, and free shipping. And as a special offer for listeners, new customers get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code. And if you combine the 15% off with the already discounted starter pack, that equals over 40% off their starter pack, y'all. So use code PINKSHADE for 15% off your first purchase at LumiDeodorant.com. Okay, that's code PINKSHADE for 15% off your first purchase at LumiDeodorant.com. Use code PINKSHADE at LumiDeodorant.com and please support our show and tell them we sent you.
No.
All right, let's get on over to Sunny and Vea. And this is not much here, but we get a quick scene where um she's crying and following him. Sunny, Sunny, Sunny. Ooh. And in his talking heads, Sonny says, this guy, meaning Rory, he has anger and he's telling me I'm just some guy from the internet. Who the fuck are you to tell me anything? If she can't let him go, I'm done with her. Okay. but let him go like as a friend or let him go like
Yeah, we still don't know what that means. If
yeah. So he says, so you don't even care about me because you like him. Because you like him. And she's like, no, we're just friends. We're just friends. And he says, he's ruining everything. And she's like, no, no. And he goes, you're going to have to choose. You have to choose between him or me. You have to choose. And she's like, no, Sonny, I don't want to choose. I'm not ruining anything. I don't want the drama. I love you. I don't want Rory to keep coming between us. I don't want to lose you. And he basically goes,
and all the dogs in the village are like, ow, my ears.
ow, what is it? It's a full moon. Something's happening. Um, so he basically says, if you love me and you choose me, you have to send him home on an airplane. You have to like send him home to Orlando or wherever he lives
Yeah.
in the Florida area.
Nobody likes an ultimatum, Sonny.
And she goes, okay, I choose you. Okay. And can you believe that she did that?
No.
I can't either. So I think she's lying. I think she's like,
I
okay, just
could
don't come around anymore, Rory. I'll see you at the airport.
yeah, I could totally see that.
Yeah.
I mean, this girl has trauma and probably has severe abandonment issues.
Yeah.
So she's like, we'll do anything to keep this guy.
Yeah. Yes, both these guys, because she
Both
needs
these
Rory as
guys.
her friend and she
Yeah.
needs Sonny as a boyfriend. But what's the end game here? Is he coming to the States? What's the she's not moving there.
Right. I
What's
don't
the
know.
end game? So she agrees. And so then he's like basically like, okay, good girl, and he hugs her, like he gives her the attention she wants. God, when she was talking with those nails, I was like, girl, physical therapist now. Come on. Come on. I was really noticing it. She's like, crying with her hands. So in the talking head, she says, I want Sonny to understand that I love him and I want to keep the peace, but I don't think an ultimatum is the way to go.
No.
And it only shows me that Sonny doesn't have any faith in me or our relationship. And that worries me. So I think next week or the next week, she's going to say, like, no, Rory couldn't get a ticket. There's no flights out of Durban.
Yeah.
Sorry. Now, where was I this week? Last week, I spoke to Doug Buden, and we were talking about South Africa. And I was like, oh, I know everything about South Africa because of my programs. And he's like, don't tell anybody that you've ever said that. But he was saying he'd love to go to South Africa. He'd love to go to Johannesburg and he wants to go to Durban and da, da, da. I go,
Oh,
I've never even heard of Durban. And now it's on my
oh,
program. And you just said it.
wow.
He knows about Durban.
I didn't know it was that well known, but I
I
don't
guess
know anything about geography.
maybe it's because it's by the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a seaside town
Yeah.
like Recife by the
Mhm.
sea.
The sea.
All right, let's talk about somebody who lives by the sea, and that's Joe and Magna. And I think we may have gotten an
Why
answer. And
doesn't he just call her Mags?
I don't know.
Mag.
I tagged him in an Instagram post. I'm waiting to see if he responds.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
So he's practicing his Polish as they drive back from the airport, and he says, "It's really nice to delish you." I don't think that's what he was trying to say. So he's like, we already have this crazy chemistry and connection. And I was like, I know we all saw you guys almost bone in the airport.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so then the best thing happens. He says, you have such strong, soft hands, Magna. And then in his talking head, and she keeps like kind of like anytime he says her name, like I feel like there's like a little flinch or something. Like,
Yeah, like, yeah.
and so he's in his talking head by himself, and the producer says, why do you call her Magna? I was so excited that they were going to address it.
Me too.
Is it Magna or Magda? And he gets really quiet and he says, well, I don't know. It's a little confusing. And he's kind of staring and like scratching his chin and like, and he says, I mean, I think I've been calling her Magda. And the producer goes, no, you haven't. And then Joe says, well, I haven't intentionally been calling her Magna. I guess it just rolls off the tongue easier for me. Magda. I don't know. For some reason, the word throws me off a little bit. I don't know, bro. And now during any of this scene, I expected him to start laughing and admit that he had been doing it on purpose, that this was like an inside joke between them, something. No, he's really been accidentally calling her the wrong name for months.
Months.
He's
And
dead
ag
serious.
and again, sometimes when you hear it, you think, "Is that right?" And then when you do the thing in Polish on the translator, it sounds like it could be, but her name is Magda.
Magda is the name. Magna is not a name, I don't think.
And
Magdalene, I guess.
yeah, it's
So
Magdalene, yeah.
so
Mhm.
this is how I'm staring like the way he's staring. Would you want this man in charge of selling your luxury home?
No, no. Just from his Juicy Joe Jersey vibes
Yeah.
alone, no, I wouldn't. And I've met him and he's adorable, but no. No.
No.
Mm-mm.
So we cut to Magda in her solo interview, and she says, "I don't know why he messes up my name. I don't know, but it's not that big of a deal to me. It's only my name." Like,
She
why?
says, "I don't care what he calls me. I love
I
him."
I love him. He can call me whatever. I was like, "Girl, raise your standards.
Yeah.
Bare minimum, he can call you by your name." I
Yeah.
didn't see that movie, Call Me by My Name, but I think it was romantic because you're supposed to call someone by their name.
And it's like, does he know her last name?
Right.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Guarantee you he doesn't. If he does, he doesn't know how to spell it or
Mm-mm.
pronounce it. So
Right.
they go to the rental place, which has 2 bedrooms because she wants to sleep separately, and he's very bummed. And she says, "I wanna build something strong with him, not just bed things." And he brought her matching white sneakers so they can match, and they go to the city center. He had very low expectations of Poland because when they video chat, it looks gloomy, and also she was working at a prison, which she quit to be with you so she could come to America and get pregnant. No red flags here.
No, makes no sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So he is very impressed with how pretty it is and vibrant and stuff. So they order food at a restaurant and he says, "This is mad good." It's actually mag good.
Yeah, I was like, I think is he still confused on those?
Yeah.
Yeah. The
Mag
letters
it's
that come after A. Yeah.
magda good.
Yes.
So
Maganada.
he says, "Are you sure we can't sleep together tonight?" And the place has no air conditioning. So it's so hot. If we cuddle together for warmth, we'll be cooler.
I was like, bro, no, you've really messed up that.
No, and you think you're being charming. Also, it's just you're pressuring her to have sex and it's gross. So stop.
Yeah, and do you think that like the main room has AC, but like the bedrooms don't, or like one bedroom does and the rest don't, or something? Or no?
I bet none of it. I think that's why those fans were there.
Yeah, okay.
So he says, "I respect her decision, but I do think it's weird that she wants to rush getting married and babies and coming to the US without knowing if we're sexually compatible." I think the concept of people getting married without having sex first is foreign to him.
Totally,
I don't
totally.
think he's ever heard of that.
No, he's never heard of that.
So the next morning, he goes in to spoon her because he's all horny. And she says, "I don't want to have sex until after a proposal, I think. I think I need a ring first." And
She's moving that bar.
yes. And
Yeah,
he
yeah.
says, "What if we're not sexually compatible?" As he has spit up in the corner of his mouth. Don't know if you caught it.
No,
Like, ugh.
ew,
Or
ew.
maybe dried toothpaste.
Okay, let's go with
So
that. Yeah.
he's like, she says, "Sex isn't the most important thing." And he says, "Well, I don't want to propose to someone if I don't know if we're sexually compatible." And it just seems like a lot of work. Just have sex first. Yeah, proposing to someone, falling in love, it is a lot of work.
Yeah. Yeah,
If you're just trying to get laid, then yes, it is a lot of work.
I don't know where I fall on this because I mean, they're both pretty young. So they probably will be having lots of sex. So they probably need to see, but if she's like, this is my religion but she hasn't said that.
Right.
She hasn't said what the
No,
the
she had
reasoning
sex
is,
with
you
her
know.
last boyfriend, but he cheated on her. So now
Right.
she's so the other boyfriend that she also moved to another country for. So
Right.
you at 23, she's already planning on having done it twice.
Yeah. All right,
S
Magna. We're trying to give you the benefit of the doubt here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's a lot of red flags, though. She says, when you're older, like 60, you won't be able to have sex with me, and it'll be all about love. And he's like, my penis won't stop working at 60. What are you talking about? And she's like, whatever. I just mean, like, it's important to be friends, best
Mhm.
friends with the person
Yeah.
because all that other stuff, like the sex might fade away. And he's like, she says, I need to trust you. And he already broke my trust. He needs to stop pushing too. He's being pushy.
Yeah, it's day 1, like, let's
Calm
drop it.
down.
I think he's there for, like, 3 weeks, so I think
Yeah,
he can bide
calm
his
down.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gross. I hate on these shows when people are like, "Come on, come on."
Like, "No,
So
I said no."
he's pushing sex because he thinks she's using me to go to the US, and
Mhm.
she thinks he's pushing sex because he's only interested in sex. So neither one trusts the other one at all.
Yeah, all
So
those
they go
things are
to
also true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good possible, yes. So they go to this pretzel making class. So it's another cooking class on this season, second
Mm.
time.
Yeah.
And he tells the entire class that he's excited to pop his pretzel making cherry today.
This is not Polish humor, that nobody got it.
Is this the man you want in charge of selling your house?
I say go and find, Micah Plath's girlfriend, Veronica Peters. Go find her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has all those purses.
She has all those bags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he then makes a joke about splitting the dough into 2 balls. And he's like,
Okay.
2 balls. And she's like, oh my God. Like, you're in
Yeah.
your 30s, bro.
Yeah.
And then
Mid-30s.
he's like, rolling the dough, and he goes, "It makes a nice size penis."
He's gotta stop.
He has to stop.
He
Like,
has to stop. It's not funny. It's not cute.
no. And he
Mm-mm.
also keeps saying penis because that's the way she pronounces it, and he thinks it's hilarious. Also, you're in public in a class, and you've made now 3 jokes in a row
Yeah.
about it's time to stop.
Yeah.
But then he makes the dough into a heart shape, and she's like, "Oh, it's so cute. He's so romantic," because she's 23, and that's romantic.
I was like, "Are they gonna brush that with, like, some butter and, like, sea salt?" You know?
Yeah,
So that's the
yummy.
only way it's good. I don't like a pretzel with no
No, it needs
it's gotta have,
salt.
like, super butter or, like,
Yeah.
super salty. Yeah.
Then they go to a vodka tasting, and he goes, "I'm a vodka connoisseur, and I'm really glad we're having Polish vodka in Poland because that's authentic."
Mhm.
Okay, yeah,
Mhm,
that's true.
mhm, mhm.
And he goes, "This is cute here. My last Polish girl never brought me here," as a joke. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And she's like, "No, you cheated on me and it broke me. Don't make those jokes." And he says, "But I didn't know we were together then." And she says, "I told you I was wearing a ring on my wedding ring finger so that no guys would hit on me."
Uh-huh.
And he goes, "What? You didn't tell me that." And she goes, "Yes, I did." And he's like, "It's a little concerning that she would do that for
Totally.
somebody that
Totally
she's never
weird.
met."
Totally weird. Totally weird.
Red flags. Yeah.
Yes.
So she's like, "Why did you only tell me about this girl when I asked?" And he goes, "I would have told you eventually, but it wasn't a big deal to me." And
They
she
weren't
says,
together. He didn't have to tell her.
"Yeah." And she says, "When did it happen?" And he says, "We met in March. I slept with her in April." And she says, "So my birthday." I was like, "The whole month is not your birthday. Are you one of those girls that the whole month is your birthday?"
Amy
And
Archer.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And he says, "I don't know, it was like the first week of April before your birthday. I don't remember the exact date." And she says, "My birthday is in April. And several days or weeks before that, you slept with this girl. And then weeks later, you sent me flowers for my birthday. How could you want to be with me and this other girl in the same month space?" And like,
Yeah.
it's a little ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's
And
the
was
whole
this
month
girl
is not
also
reserved for you.
yeah, was this girl also 23? Or was
Right.
she closer to
Yeah.
your age?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, it's like on one of these shows, someone was like, "You can't plan your wedding that weekend because that's the weekend of my birthday."
Right.
And it was like you're 47th birthday or something. Like, it didn't matter. It wasn't an important birthday. You weren't planning on having a party, and you were now saying someone had to move their wedding date. So, like, it's like that kind of thing.
Do you follow the Am I the Asshole?
Yes,
Um,
I love that.
there's a lot of those on there. Like my best friend like really got mad at me because I planned my wedding near her birthday and like she's furious that she has to participate in my wedding when it's near her like 27th birthday, you know?
It's so dumb.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay, so she's like, he says, "No, I'm sorry, it wasn't a big deal." And she says, "How many girls?" He says, "Just one girl. It didn't mean anything." And she says, "I'm scared you'll do it again, and I'm scared you'll lie to me, and I can't remember that you could believe that you don't remember the exact date." I
Yeah.
don't think she knows how men work. Like a young guy that parties, he's not going to remember the date
No,
that he
because
slept with her.
it's been like 6 months since then.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So she's like, maybe if he doesn't remember the date that he slept with her, maybe he slept with other girls and he doesn't remember or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe. I bet he
Maybe.
parties a lot and
Yes,
blacks out. I don't know.
it's true. I think he did it the
Um,
night before this trip and he crawled in the back window, so production didn't see him.
with pimple cream all over his face.
Yeah. He doesn't care.
By the way, did you watch the Pillow Talk where they were talking about Lauren and the way he goes eats the
No, I didn't see it. Were they like,
Oh,
"What's wrong with him?"
yeah.
Uh,
I still can't believe you missed that. It was so funny.
I
Okay,
know.
I'll send you a clip.
We
Okay,
never get to watch Pillow Talk, it's
I
sad.
know.
Whether you're making the same breakfast that you have every day or baking a cake for an extra special day, eggs are a staple in our diets. Eggland's best eggs are nutritionally superior to ordinary eggs, containing more vitamins and 25% less saturated fat. Not only are they better for you, but Eggland's best eggs taste better too. There's a reason that they're America's #1 eggs. Visit egglandsbest.com for additional information and delicious recipes.
This year, I'm thankful for trashy reality TV, my sweet dogs, my family, and discovering Lumi whole body deodorant. Why? Because Lumi is a deodorant like no other. It was created by an OBGYN who discovered BO isn't just an underarm thing, it's an all over thing. So she developed a pH optimized deodorant that's clinically proven to block odor everywhere, not just your pits, but your privates, your feet, your underboob, wherever you've got it, beyond everywhere. And the best part is no matter where you use it, Lumi is proven to keep working for up to 72 hours. If 3 days of odor control isn't something to be thankful for, I don't know what is. And after many requests, they formulated a new product to keep you smelling fresh and help you stay drier. Lumi Whole Body Deodorant Plus Sweat Control, the same 72-hour odor control now with 72-hour sweat control. You guys, come on. You can experience the same outrageously effective 72-hour odor control while keeping sweat under control too. Lumi is baking soda free and paraben free and pH balanced for safe use below the belt, if you know what I'm saying. Lumi Starter Pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice, like the mini body wash and deodorant wipes. Deodorant wipes are great, y'all, and free shipping. And as a special offer for listeners, new customers get 15% off all Lumi products with our exclusive code. And if you combine the 15% off with the already discounted starter pack, that equals over 40% off their starter pack, y'all. So use code PINKSHADE for 15% off your first purchase at LumiDeodorant.com. Okay, that's code PINKSHADE for 15% off your first purchase at LumiDeodorant.com. Use code PINKSHADE at LumiDeodorant.com and please support our show and tell them we sent you. Okay. All right. We are ready to move on to speaking of Lauren. Okay. So Lauren and Faith. Oh, someone must have arrived. More people at my house. Okay. Dogs barking. Lauren and Faith. So they go to a restaurant and eat chicken intestines. He's a good sport. Moving on. I can't talk about this.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This is where I would draw the line on like, he's great. Listen, I will say one thing about him. He, all that training he did in the bathroom, sweating and eating things
Yeah.
paid off because he'll eat everything and he doesn't mind sweating all the time.
Yeah.
So he says, so How was it with your sisters last night? Did you talk me? Huh? I did. I tried very hard to write down all his weird
Yeah,
way of speaking. I tried to write it down exactly. It's even hard to write it down the way he says it because it
I
makes no
know.
sense. So she says, "Yeah, my sisters like you, but they worry about me being heartbroken and getting cheated on again." And she says, "So you have to answer me straight about the cheating." And he says, "Me no straight," because when she goes,
Oh God, yeah.
no, he didn't say that. She goes, "Answer me straight," and he goes, "Me no straight. Me actually like female penis. The hormones make them smell good." No, he didn't say any of that.
Didn't say that. I
No,
was
no.
like, did I miss that?
Yeah, yeah. But when she's like, "Give it to me straight." So, what he does say is this. He says, "I won't cheat on you again because when I was Vegas, we have miscommunication on that one big time. But now it's different and I have you forever. You are perfect." And she goes, "Nobody's perfect." And he goes, "You can prove to me that you're not perfect, but I am here only for you in the whole of Philippines, in the whole world. And I do love you so much. So am I still friend Lauren or can I be boyfriend Lauren? What you think?"
Me think you gaslighter and love
Yeah.
bomber.
Again, is your penis still leaking,
Yeah.
sir? And she says, "Okay, you're my boyfriend." He goes, "Oh, really?" And she says, "Okay, you can be my boyfriend." So in the talking head, she says, "He broke my heart and it's hard to trust him, but it's nice to see the sincere side of him. He's eating chicken intestines and speaking to me in broken English. So I
Yeah.
love it." Yeah.
He's not sincere.
No, he's not. In talking head, he says, "It's a huge relief. And this is the green light. Things are moving in the right direction and penis no longer leaking." So he says, "Okay, so now we know we will be together forever. In the Philippines, there is no same sex marriage, so it is difficult, but I'm trying to find a way to make it happen. And if you really love me enough, I have a couple of plans." And she goes, "Okay, right?" And he goes, "One of the ways is to go to Thailand. Same sex marriage is legal there. Love is all that matters." And so she's like, "Okay." And he says, "We get the papers and we come back here, and then I can file to be a citizen of the Philippines." That's one idea. And
Okay, so
she goes,
do that.
"Okay, great. So great, done."
Done.
Um,
No need to move on to plan 2.
mm-mm, probably can easily take a bus or a train there. And so he goes, "But another plan is that I can marry someone here. And I know you don't want me to marry another woman, right?" So she is stopped eating, is like looking at him like, "Oh, what the fuck are you talking about?"
Where's this going?
And he says, "So what if I just marry your mom? She's single."
I can't.
And he goes, "Marriage on paper only." And he just keeps talking. He's like, "So the way it would work." And she goes, "I don't need more information. I understand what you're saying."
Yeah, I'm not an idiot.
Yeah. Because he keeps trying. And she's like, "And you don't have to speak to me in broken English. Okay.
Yeah.
I got it." So she goes, "I don't know about this. Like, I need time to think." And he goes, "Two plans. Very good." So, and they're talking
Why
head. She
is he
says,
not proposing marriage to the sister? Does he think she would be jealous because the sister is his age and the mom he's obviously not into in that way, although maybe he is because I don't know what his
We don't know what's going on. I think
Yeah.
he's into anything that moves, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any hole, anytime.
Yeah.
So, and the talking head fake goes, "Look, marriage laws in the Philippines are complicated, but his ideas are out of this world crazy. And I can't believe he's saying this. It makes me think he cares more to stay in the Philippines than to marry just me. And I'm
Yes,
worried."
Faith.
She's
Stick with
getting
your
it.
instincts. They are
She's
always right.
she's getting it. Okay, so now it's the last night that they're there in her family's town, and they're going to do karaoke, which is every time somebody says karaoke, I think of Ross from Friends.
Yeah.
Karaoke,
Karaoke.
yeah, going to do karaoke. It's very popular, and we know this. It's very popular, and they can only do it until 10 p.m. because then the neighbors will call the police on you if you're being too loud in your
I
house.
love that.
I love
Yes.
that too. I was like, "All right, shut it down at 10 o'clock. That sounds like
Yeah.
my perfect kind of evening." So she says in her talking head, she goes, Lauren and I are getting better as a couple. And we're growing, but I'm not so sure about marriage. It seems so quick. And I'm sad right now, actually, because it's the last night here with my family. So I don't know how much longer he's going to be in Manila when they get back. But I feel like he said he was there for 3 weeks, four
Yeah.
weeks.
He wants to stay permanently. He told his friends in America, I might not come back.
Sell this motorbike.
Yeah.
So mom says, the mom's like, so, how's it been going? As they're leaving, how's it been going with you two? Everything's going okay. And he says, so earlier, me and Faith talking
Oh, God.
about maybe plan together forever, but at some point here, and he's pointing like to the ground.
Me
And
here. No leaky penis.
mom's like, okay. And so Bea says, but you know what? It's really hard to find a job here. Why would you want to stay here? And he says, she keeps saying that, but in America, I do all the jobs. I've done security, martial arts, cook, clean, fishing, and farming. What? You're a fisher, you're a farmer, you're a
Candlestick
housekeeper,
maker.
a chef, you teach
You
martial
taught
arts.
martial Are you
What?
trained at all? Like, do you have a
This is a
certificate? Can you
he
just
had a
train people in martial arts?
no, he checked people in at the front desk for their lesson.
Like,
Security is when he was picking up the dollars off the floor at the drag queen shows. What's he
he
talking about?
is the cockiest American ever. He goes, "People keep saying it's hard to get a job here, but I'm an American. I can do anything."
I was like, okay, if she can
You
get you a
don't speak
job
the
like
language.
cleaning the hotel, I mean, he's the worst. So the mom says, okay, all right, great, good for you. So when will you be able to come back here? When you can come back here to visit us? And he says, if given the chance, it will be in the near future. And did you tell your mom our plans? And Faith just looks at him and he goes, so it's so funny. We could just go to Thailand, get legally married. If that doesn't work out, our next idea is for me to marry you.
Oh my God.
And they all start dying out laughing. And mom looks around like, what the fuck? Are you serious?
She's
And
like,
she
"Am
goes,
I unpunked? What's
she
happening?"
goes, she goes, you're making this up. You're making this up. And they all have a good joke. And her talking head outside, she gets real serious. She goes, I don't understand this. I'm too old. This is very strange. I don't want to be involved. She was like, it was all good and fine with the rich American until he came in with this crazy shit. Like, I
Yeah.
don't want to have to bang my son-in-law. What are we
No.
talking about here? So Faith says, the first plan is obviously better. Okay, let's everybody hug it up and say goodbye.
Also, if you're trying to scam the government, like, maybe don't talk about it on TV.
Well, it wouldn't be a government scan if they legally got married in Thailand. I mean,
Yeah, I guess.
if they do love each other or if somebody loves the idea of becoming a Filipino citizen, I don't know. So Faith says, obviously the first plan's better. Let's hug it out, right? So the talking head, he goes, no, in the talking head, she goes, it's weird and bad that he's telling them these plans.
Mhm.
And he just met them. And I don't want them to think he's crazy or that we're both completely out of our minds. So in the talking head, he goes, yeah, Faith is hesitant about discussing marriage plans. And I would like to be with Faith forever. And of course, my dream is to live in the Philippines. It's not about you, Faith. It's about whoever can make him achieve this goal of
Yep.
having all the lady boys all the time.
Yep.
Yep.
100%.
And that is it for our episode because we don't get Tiger Lily and we sure as heck don't get Renee.
Thank
So,
God.
okay. So next time on, Vanya is out at a cafe and a guy comes up to talk to her and they're talking and she goes like, hey, I'm here for 2 more weeks. So why not? And the guy sits down. He's cute. He kind of has like an accent, but is fully speaking English. And he goes, yeah, I'm totally in a relationship, but we just opened it up. What about you? She's like,
Oh
oh my
God.
God, this is what I got to deal with him. So
At first, I thought it was a plant by, like, the show.
yes, the production assistant or something. Yeah.
Yeah, but then well, maybe it still is a plant. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. It was funny. Now we see Tiger Lily and Adnan are in a pool. Okay. She seems to be in like a sleeveless wetsuit. So
Yeah.
she's able to show her arms.
Yeah.
And he's in like a Nike dry fit t-shirt in the pool, which he said he would do. And other swimmers are in regular bathing suits.
Yeah.
And he tells her, I told you, once you married me, nothing is the same. And she goes, oh, so I thought like you meant you would be so romantic. I didn't know you meant this. And he says, you have no choice. Yikes.
No.
Um, even Nicole and Mahmoud, he didn't say that.
No.
He was terrified of her. So Joe and Magdalena go to some salt mines, and the tour guide says, oh, yeah, the salt mines are great. People come here and get married all the time. And then Magda's like, all right. And
Okay.
then the tour guide walks away, and Magda all of a sudden turns around and goes, you fucked her in your bed in your house. How? How? You have to tell me the truth. If I find out something else, it's going to be done between us. Now, does she mean how? Like what position? Or
Right.
like, yeah. And then we did see like a clip in the middle of the episode. I didn't watch the screener. I actually watched it when it was on, and they were doing like coming this season or whatever. And it was him saying, there is something I haven't told Magna.
Oh.
Oh, I wish they would have shown us that, but they didn't. So Niles talks to Matilda and he says, well, the last 2 weeks have been an eye opener. And the truth is, and we see her like looking at her feet. And the talking said, he says, I've had time to think about mistakes I've made and mistakes she's made. And I've had a change of heart. So I think that means they're going to get married.
I think they're going to get married.
Mhm. I think he's going to be like, I should have not lied to her about all those things.
Yeah.
Faith introduces Lauren as her boyfriend at a club and they kiss. And her friends, the two that we've met before, saying the talking head, one of them goes, well, she's happy and that's great. And the other one goes, but he's a cheater. And the one friend tells Faith, hey, earlier in the club, I saw him flirting with somebody else. And she imitates like him, like trying to go down and kiss somebody. So she asked Lauren, did you do that in the club? And he's like, huh? What? Who? Me? Huh? No? What? And then he was like, I may have ruined it forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. His idea is to get Faith to marry him. And then in about 3 months, be like, and so now we're open, right? That's what we agreed to, right? Right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
100%.
Ugh.
He'll keep moving the bar.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And break down her self-esteem further so that she thinks she doesn't want to lose him unless she agrees to this.
Yeah. He's got $46.
Ugh.
He's got
But
a
he has
computer
those
job.
Crocs.
His Crocs. He's got those Crocs. He bought
Knockoff Crocs.
2 pair at the market. He's so rich. You guys, everybody should follow and listen to Kimberly and Katie's podcast. It's called A Date with Dateline. And I saw you just posted something, but I think it was like a rewind.
Yes.
So
On
was
Mondays.
okay, Mondays you're doing a rewind.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We
But your
post
regular
our old episodes with no ads on Patreon.
Oh, okay. And then your regular episode comes out Wednesday. And did you cover the Dateline from this past Friday?
Yes. And it was
Okay.
good.
Okay, what was the name of it? Do you recall? Don't mean to put you on the spot. Did somebody have a secret?
The killer among them.
The killer among them. Okay, because I like to go look them up on Peacock to do it with no ads.
It was good.
Okay. And everybody, just as a reminder, the moment is Thursday, December 12th, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. The link is in the show notes. You can click it, buy tickets. It's going to be great. You might know when I'm getting Kimberly and Katie. You might think you know, but you don't know.
Oh my God.
Don't try to predict it.
We're so behind.
I know. Well, it's fine. I'm just letting you know. You know, I love to give gifts. It is my love language. I also love to receive gifts. Last year, the gift you guys gave me, that Sassy Sasquatch, was great.
It really was. That was all Katie. Yeah.
Because you didn't even know how much I love Sneaky Sasquatch.
Yeah, exactly.
But now I've got my own. Everybody follow Kimberly and Katie at Dateline on Instagram. Follow me at Pink Shade Pod on Instagram. I'm like 5 people away from hitting 11,000.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
So come on, guys. Get your dog, get your business, get your grandma, hide your kids, hide your wife, do all the things. All right. I will.
I'm excited for you. Nothing happens at 11, but it's fine. I'm still really.
Well, I know nothing happens. It's just a new number for me. Yeah. All right, everybody. Follow us on Instagram. Do all the things. Give the 5-star reviews. Be nice. And happy Thanksgiving. And I'll see you at the end of the week. At Thanksgiving, I have an episode out with John Hill. So enjoy that while you fight with your family. Bye.
Building a business may feel like a big jump, but OnDeck Small Business Loans can help keep you afloat. With lines of credit up to $100,000 and term loans up to $250,000, OnDeck lets you choose the loan that's right for your business. As a top-rated online small business lender, OnDeck's team of loan advisors can help you find the right business loan to fit your needs. Visit OnDeck.com for more information. Depending on certain loan attributes, your business loan may be issued by OnDeck or Celtic Bank. OnDeck does not lend in North Dakota. All loans and amounts subject to lender approval.
Whether you're making the same breakfast that you have every day or baking a cake for an extra special day, eggs are a staple in our diets. Eggland's best eggs are nutritionally superior to ordinary eggs, containing more vitamins and 25% less saturated fat. Not only are they better for you, but Eggland's best eggs taste better too. There's a reason that they're America's #1 eggs. Visit egglandsbest.com for additional information and delicious recipes.
Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.